Men's version of the lightweight pairs, with the defending champions from Switzerland drawn in lane number 5. And here in lane 1, the first ever Chilean finalists in the World Championships. This is Christian Yantani and Miguel Cerda. Next to them in lane 2, Australia's John Burney. He's on the right in the bow. Alistair Isherwood, the man sitting in front of him in the stroke seat. In lane 3, Germany's representatives, Axel Schuster in the bow with Martin Hasse in front. In lane 4, France, Vincent Montabonnel on the right in the bow, and Jean-Christophe Bette, the man who will set the rhythm in the stroke seat. In lane 5, Switzerland, these are the champions, Benedikt Schmidt and Matthias Binder. Completing the lineup for Italy, Catello Amarante and Carlo Gaddi. Carlo Gaddi it is closest to you.
Well, Carlo Gaddi is one of the great Italian lightweight rowers. He's got 4 gold medals to his credit in 8s and 4s. Great talent, but a veteran rower, and here now probably a spare man for the top Italian boats. They've got the favoured lane 6 with the world champions just inside them.
Well, indeed, Carlo Gaddi, a great value, I should say, to the Italian team, because the young man who's sitting behind him, Catello Amarante, is going to learn a lot. He's only 19 years of age, and now Gaddi can really pass on all that experience.
Yeah, well, Gaddi would rather be probably in the lightweight 8 or the lightweight 4, but here he is doing a good job sitting in the stroke seat of the pair, and well in the hunt. So not a lot in it to start off with. But China on the far side there, Chile on the far side there, dropped back a little bit in 6th position.
But these are the champions, Matthias Binder, both members of the Zurich Rowing Club, and they've got the bow of their boat ahead now. Matthias, 26 years of age, Benedikt sitting behind him, a couple of years younger. He was the spare man in Atlanta in lightweight rowing for the Swiss. And also going very well, Dan, on the far side there, that's the Australians in lane 2. We'll probably catch up with them in a moment as we see Carlo Gaddi from Lecco, 36 years of age.
Well, it's Carlo Gaddi and the Italian pair that have moved into the lead now, and Chile just beginning to ease up a little bit into 5th position past the Australians.
Yes, the entry was a lot better than the women's version. 14 turned out, and so these are the 6 who found their way through to the final.
But keep an eye on the French pair there. They're just coming up level with Italy, and they're moving extremely nicely. This is a view here of the Italian pair as they come up through the road bridge. Well together, boat moving nice and true, nice and straight.
But just at this moment, they really are being challenged by the French. 2 young men with a very bright future ahead of them. They've already proved themselves. There they are, just perhaps getting their bow ahead. In lane number 4 there, the French, Vincent Montabonnel, under 23 gold medalist last year and again this year in the lightweight 4, together with Jean-Christophe Bette.
This stroke man is very good. He's beautifully connected. He just picks it up so well at the catch there, and he's really connected through the legs, through the foot stretcher. He's a very, very nice moving oarsman. But the Italians are holding on there. They look less comfortable than the French pair, but they are holding on, very competitive, and they know that this is the crunch moment. They've got to hold their form there.
Looking at the Germans at the moment, but again it's the Australians who I was looking at who've really put a push in to try and put themselves on terms. The 2 men from Victoria, John Burney and Alistair Isherwood, just about vying for 3rd place with the Swiss at the moment, but they're putting in a big effort, the Australians, to stay in touch.
Just through halfway, Italy still just about holding the lead from France, but France just that little bit longer, the boat just travelling a bit easier, their rate just a little bit lower. So I just wonder whether they've got something to give over the second half of this race.
The other point, just look on the far side there, Dan, in those red vests, the Chileans are still in this race.
Well, Chile hasn't dropped back. I mean, they're keeping well in touch with it, but the really experienced people are here in the Italian boat.
Well, experience may count, but the youth of the French at the moment now beginning to really challenge them for the lead, and I think the French have just about got there. It's very, very little between them. The Swiss is the bow you can see between the two boats, between Italy and France.
It's a very relaxed looking pair here from France, very relaxed. They're just sitting there and they still haven't really made their move. But Italy still holding that. In fact, Italy just moved out a little bit now. They've just moved to almost a canvas there. It looks like Gaddi has made his move, and this is going to be decisive because France is just still sitting there. He's got to break them. He's got to move away from them. A little bit of worry there from the bowman. He's looking across rather anxiously. Both are.
And that's the concern, because they can feel the French beginning to ease away. And so the race really on in earnest as we go into the final quarter. It's France ahead of Italy, and France putting the pace in there in the third quarter, 1:42.32 for that third 500 metres, with Chile, Switzerland and Australia all vying at the moment for the bronze medal position. Germany, I'm afraid, for the home fans, off the pace at the moment. Now the Italians being asked if they can respond, and I don't think they can. Australia on the far side being pressured by Chile as well. So all sorts of races happening right across the course now, with the French in charge, the Italians in second place, Australia in third, just ahead of Chile now, and not that far to go. We're into the last 250 metres of the race now, and France going for home. Chileans on the far side really going at the Australians now.
Fantastic performance there, but the French made a lovely move. It took about 200 metres for them to move right away from Italy, and the world champions from Switzerland have dropped right out of the picture as Australia and Chile are fighting it out for third place. Italy under pressure now, and France moving away. Italy trying to hang on to silver. Chile coming out on the far side there, beginning to move ahead of Australia. So it's France in front. It's Italy in silver medal position, going to hold that, with Chile beginning to move ahead of Australia.
Yeah, it's quite an incredible finish here. The angle's very deceptive. It makes it look as if the Italians are closing on the French, but I can tell you that that's not the case. The French are in command, the Italians are in silver medal position, and the Chileans have got their bow ahead of the Australians, I think, on the far side. And if they hold on, this will be the first ever medal for Chile, and Chile coming in to take the bronze, just behind the Italians who take silver, but the French a very impressive gold medal.
That very well deserved. That French move was terrific. They just moved very suddenly, didn't really show very much in the stroke, but they just added on the power and moved along really well in that third 500.
The margin of victory pretty decisive, over half a length ahead of the Italians were the French. And now look at this race here. The Chileans good pace to take the bronze, with the Swiss just edging back to grab fourth place. The defending champions ahead of Australia and